In this video, we will walk you through how to set up a new proof inside the Ziflow application. Once you are logged into your account, you will see the existing proof list, and from here you can click on the Create Proof button. Clicking this will take you to the proof setup page. The first thing you are asked is what to review. You can upload files by clicking on the Browse option, or you can simply drag and drop the files into the upload area. You will notice that when the files are uploading, you will see a progress bar which turns green once the file is uploaded. At the top of the page, you will see that Ziflow names the proof the same as the file name. You can, of course, call this whatever you like. However, if I'm to add another file into the review process, you will see that the file has now been called multiple files. Ziflow will automatically use the file name of each uploaded file for the notifications. If you want to add a website, you can add a URL and then simply click on the plus button. Ziflow will take a static shot of that web page and add it to the proof. You can see that as we add the files, a list starts to appear below. If you hover above any of the files, you have the option to delete them out of the review cycle by clicking on the trash can icon. If you have subscribed to the business edition or above, you will see the button combine into a single proof. By selecting this option, you are asking Ziflow to bundle all the files you have uploaded into a single proof. This feature means your reviewers will only receive one notification about all of the files. The review cycle will be based upon all the files being reviewed as a collective. This feature also allows you to drag and drop the order in which the files are displayed in the proof. Because you are combining all your files into a single proof, it also means you can name the proof. I'm going to call this the Ziflow blog post files. As mentioned previously, the Combine into Single Proof button will only appear if you are subscribed to the Business Edition or above. It can also only be used on static files such as PDF, image and documents. You cannot have videos and static files combined into a single proof. Once you are happy, click on the Next button. The next step is Stages. Stages allow you to add your reviewers and group them into different stages if required. By default, Ziflow will automatically create stage 1, but of course you can rename the stage to something that's relevant to you. Perhaps you're going to have an internal review and then an external review. I'm going to call this my internal review stage. Below, you can see the reviewers that have been invited into the proof. By default, the proof owner is automatically added and given full proofing permissions. If you want to add additional reviewers, you can start typing the name and any registered Ziflow users will start appearing automatically, allowing you to easily select your reviewers. Next, you have to assign user role permissions to your users. You can select from View, Comment, Decision and Manage, or any combination of those options. For more detailed information on the user role permission settings, please refer to the document called Understanding the User Roles, which can be found in the Ziflow Help Center. I'm going to go ahead and apply some permissions to my users. There is another type of a reviewer that can be added to a proof, and this is the guest user. A guest user does not have to have a Ziflow account. To add a guest user, simply type in the guest user's email address You'll notice that when you add a guest user, they have all the permissions available to them apart from manage, which is greyed out. To the right of each reviewer, you have the notification settings. This is the frequency in which you want your reviewers to receive notifications about the proof. Select your desired frequency from the drop-down list for each reviewer. Once your reviewers have been invited into the proof, they have the ability to adjust the frequency themselves from the proof viewer window. Next, we have the stage settings. These are the settings that will be applied for this group of reviewers only. If you select only one decision is required, then the first reviewer with decision rights that makes a decision on the proof will do so on behalf of the other decision makers in that stage. This option can be useful in a scenario where perhaps you have a pool of people in a department and anyone in that department can review the proof and make a decision. For example, you may have a legal team that need to check the terms and conditions. You don't need all the legal team to review the proof, so one member of the legal team can make the decision on behalf of the other members in that team. Set a deadline. This allows you to specify a date and time that you want your reviewers to complete the review by. Use the calendar to set your desired deadline. Once you've set your deadline, you can also remind your users from within the proof summary page. The next option is custom invitation message. This option is only available for people subscribed to the business account plan or above. If you select custom invitation message, you are able to customize the message that's sent out to your reviewers. For example, you may want to specify that this proof is extremely urgent. Once you're done setting up your users, reviewers, and all of your permissions, if you want to add an additional stage, simply click on the plus button here and add a stage. When you click on the plus button, you just go through this setup again. Once you're happy, click on Next, and you'll be taken to the proof settings page. Any proof settings that you apply will be applied against all of your review group stages. The first option is lock proof when all decisions are made. By selecting this option, the proof will automatically lock once all decision makers have made a decision on the proof. Once the proof is locked, reviewers cannot revoke decisions or change any of the markup or comments that they have applied. The only people that are able to unlock the proof are the proof owners or reviewers that have been granted managed user permissions. Allow download of the original file allows the users to download a copy of the file they are currently reviewing. Secure proof. By selecting this option, you are adding an additional security layer to your proof. When a reviewer clicks on the proof link in the invitation email, they will be redirected and asked to authenticate using their login credentials if they have not logged into Ziflow already. They cannot access the proof directly without authentication. Please note that by using this setting, you cannot have guest users reviewing a proof because they do not have a Ziflow user account set up to authenticate against. If you have already set up a guest user in one of your stages and you select this option, the following message will be displayed. This message is informing you that you will need to remove your guest users from the stages to use the secure proofing setting. Ziflow gives you the option to automatically remove the guest users, or you can manually remove them yourself. If I select to manually remove the users, it will highlight the guest users that I need to remove, and I can simply delete them by using the trash can icon. Only allow registered users to access the proof. This setting does not allow guest users to access the proof, exactly the same way as you cannot access the proof as a guest user in the secure proof option. The only difference is that you are not forcing your registered users to authenticate when they click on the email link. This is slightly less secure than the secure proof option because a registered user could forward the proof invitation link to another user who will be logged in as that user, but it does not allow guest users to come into the system. Once you have applied your desired proof settings, click on Next. The summary page will tell you if you have set up your proof correctly. In this instance, it's informing us that everything looks good. If there was a problem detected, the message would be displayed as something is wrong, and Ziflow would put a red warning next to the step that needs attention. Once you're happy, click on Create and your proof will be created.